Okay, so here is an update on some things about Josephine. So 2 years ago, we got our at-home PT saw that Josie was kind of leaning a little bit like this, right? And so what she did was she said, I'm gonna get her evaluated by an orthopedist. We got some x-rays done, found that her spine was curved, but we couldn't tell if it was like fused or if it was actually curved, considering her Antley-Bixler syndrome. So then we said we were just gonna watch it. Last year we went back, the curve had increased. It was at 31 degrees, but because of the position way up here, we could not put a brace on it. At least our doctor didn't want to, and she had brain surgery last year, so we were kind of doing something that was a little bit more intense, focused on. So then this year we went back, and the curve had increased from 31 degrees to 63 degrees. So anywhere between like 11 and 25 is considered mild. Between 25 and 45 is moderate, and then anything over 45 is severe. And usually at 50 degrees, there's no preventative measures you can take, and you have to have surgery. So they want to insert 2 growth rods on either side of her spine, and then every 6 months go back in and lengthen them to where her spine will like be encouraged to straighten out. Let's do it this way. Her spine would be encouraged like to straighten out like this as time goes on, and then very possibly we'll have permanent rods fused to her spine. They said adolescence, so I don't really know what that means. 10, 12 years old. It's pretty devastating. Like, if I'm being honest, I've had a really hard time with it. It's taken me back to a lot of PTSD of her being in the NICU and being really helpless to everything going on. And so I went on a fact-finding mission the last 2 weeks and have been all over the internet. I've talked to other specialists. I've gotten second opinions from parents and caregivers and other PTs. A lot of you here on the internet have slipped into my messages and have told me your stories. I have a notebook with about 20 names and clinics and everything. The issue, here's our problem with a lot of it, is that A, is her age. She's only not even 4. So she's really can't do any of those specialty physical therapies because she's not old enough and mature enough to understand what she's doing. She's still doing play therapy right now. The placement of her curve is extremely high for a brace, and then the aggressive nature of her curve means that like it could very potentially get a lot worse if we don't do surgery right now and stabilize the curve. So we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I met with a chiropractor here in town. We've had 2 meetings so far, and she has suggested a care plan of 3 times a week for 12 weeks. So basically 36 sessions. And we would, we both agree that it's not going to fix her back. She's not going to be able to go back down to a 0 or even down to like 45. But I would love to go from the 63 she's sitting at to maybe a 57. By the time surgery comes, because we both agree that surgery is inevitable. It's not what I want, but surgery is inevitable because just the aggressive nature of her back. And so at this point, I'm very devastated, honestly. Like, my brain is swimming with all of what I should have done. I don't think there's anything I would have been able to do because of how quickly the curve got worse. And so chiropractor is very knowledgeable and really wants to work alongside the orthopedist. I don't know if he feels the same way. It seems that he just wants to do surgery and isn't interested in alternative methods, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. It's just the feeling I get from him. But we're gonna go we got to talk. My husband and I have to talk. Nathan and I need to chat about what to do and how to go about it, because it's a pretty significant impact in our lives. And so, yeah, this is a quick update on for you guys.